Hello, 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 everybody. I'm looking here. Okay. How are you today? I am excited. I wanted to make sure I said hi to you guys. Welcome back for another beautiful Monday. I don't think, have I ever said a Monday wasn't beautiful? I hope I didn't because, as far as I'm concerned, every day is beautiful. But, Monday being that it's showtime, I just want to tell you, welcome back. I'd like to thank you, our live viewers. Hi, live viewers. I'd like to thank you, our replay viewers. Hi, replay viewers. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The replay viewers, I get text messages, I get emails on the replay viewers too. They say, I didn't get to see your show live, but thank you. I saw it on the replay. I saw it on Facebook. I saw it on YouTube. Now, I had technical issues. I didn't get a chance to send the show out on the email system. So some of you guys are going like, is there going to be a show today? I tried to get in the system and it blocked me. It locked me out today for some reason. So my apologies. I didn't get a chance to send the email. Maybe I should have sent it yesterday, but these things happen. So, but anyway, the show must go on. Let me tell you that. Um, it doesn't matter whether emails went out or not. The show going on. I'm gonna be honest and tell you that. But I wanted to definitely tell you why. Those of you that are used to getting the emails, as a reminder, that's why. I like to also thank our executive producer, Oliver Welch. Hi, babe. As many of you know, that's my husband. He is behind the scenes, making sure everything that should happen is happening. So I just want to tell him thank you for that. Also, thank you to our sponsors for the show. We have the Idea Club. Thank you, Idea Club. We have Front Page Publishing. And I do want to show you some of the books from Front Page Publishing. This is still, to this day, the number one book that I've sold. This one, Saying No Nicely. It was on Amazon number one for over 3 weeks. It is still the fastest book to this day that I sell is this one. It is so easy to read. It takes you about maybe 30 minutes, depending on how fast you read, but it will not take you longer than that. 40 at tops. 38 pages, packed full. If you go see the with the comments on Amazon, it is so packed full of information. If you like an autograph copy, you can send me an email, then I can tell you where to do the payment and you can do autograph copy. You can go to the web, I think you went marydwelch.com. Go to marydwelch.com. I think you can order one there. Say no nicely. Because we struggle with that. We struggle with saying no. You know why? As many of you know, how you say no. It's because for ladies, we don't want to be called the B word. I know this sounds so, I don't know what it sounds like, but that's the facts. We don't want to be called the B word. We don't. And so what we do, we usually take on if somebody comes to us, and I was guilty of this. That's why I wrote the book. And I've shared with you before how I have 4 things on the same day at the same time. I look back now, I knew there was a problem. I knew I didn't know how to say no. I have since learned. Thank goodness. So I know how to say no. I know, now it's so interesting. A lady told me this just last night. She said, I don't need your book because I know how to say no. I said, that's good. I said, but I promise you, you know somebody else that does. And she goes, you know what? I sure do. I said, yeah, we all do. We know people that struggle with that. So that's nothing new. But as many of you know, these are the books. 1, 2, 3. These books, they're all named after our sons. Peyton, I'll start with okay, I'll put in the order, their birth order. Here, their birth order. This is the oldest sons. No, I'm wrong. Where's Peyton? Here we go. This is the oldest son. I can't remember. This is why I haven't showed these books for a while, I think. This is the oldest son, Peyton, the pink whale with the yellow tail. That's the oldest son. This is the middle son. And in fact, the son that this book is behind, his birthday was yesterday. That's the oldest one, Peyton. This is the middle son. Bradley can't find his pants. This is the middle son. And this is the youngest son. Justin lost a tooth. All original stories. You can get them all on Amazon, all the books, whether it's Saying No Nicely or the children's books are all available on Amazon. Um, if you want autographed copies, you have to contact me for that. But that's pretty much. But you can get the books there, but they're just not autographed. Um, but oh, I'm sorry, I turned the ringer on instead of off. And so, just so you know, you are uh, school districts can buy them. You can buy them in bulk. You don't have to buy one or two or anything like that. You can buy as many as you like, and you can give them. They make excellent Christmas gifts. Um, I will be on it's another podcast. I think it is. I'll be on someone else's podcast, and I'll be talking about the books. So, and there's some other places you're probably gonna see them because now I'm trying to get out more and let people know they're there and all that fun stuff. So I just want to share that with you. So if you know someone that might be interested, I think is my email down there. If it isn't, I'll put it there. And before I go any further, please go to YouTube and like and subscribe. So like and subscribe. Like and it's a thumbs up, and subscribe to the YouTube because the system likes to see people go there and like and subscribe. They want to know that you like what you see and you're subscribing to it and all that fun stuff. If you subscribe, nobody, it doesn't change anything, only that you get notified every time I go live. So that's what you would do. All right. Now that we're finished with that's I guess you can call that housekeeping. Our topic, because we started out last week. When I tell you it was the chat was on fire last week. It was. I was sitting here going, wow. It really was. It was like, let me see. It was one of those. I wanted your feedback. I wanted to hear from you more than I want you to hear from me. This is truly a talk show, but it really is interactive. I don't want you to ever think that it's all ooh. I'm just all of a sudden I disappeared. I think I better remove it. Okay. Here we go. They're asking me, do I want to remove one of the locations off the stream? I said, yeah. Anyway, so I want your feedback. I know I'm looking today. And it was part 2 of Project 2025. That's what I put out as a topic because I had done I did some research, but the research is inside of. I put all of the information inside of the email that I can't get into. that email. And that is too interesting. I look back, I'm like, okay, that was not a smart thing to do. But I wanted, some of you have read Project 2025. You read it. You know what's in it. You know what it says. You know all the ins and outs. And if you're one of those people that has, I'd like for you to share with what is on there. But it's still some information I think I wanted to go over with you because we are bracing for what I think that, because there's a short version of what it is. And I want to kind of go, it's called the Heritage Foundation. That's what it's under. It's the 2025 Presidential Transition Project. And here's the truth about Project 2025. Okay. The left has spent millions fear-mongering about Project 2025 because they're terrified of losing their power. That's what I'm reading this now. I'm not professing it or saying I agree with it, by the way. Just so you know, I'm just reading this. And they should be. Project 2025 offers a menu of solutions to the border crisis, inflation, a stagnant economy, and rampant crime. It shows how we can take on China, fix our schools, and support families. But most importantly, it dismantles the unaccountable deep state, taking power away from the leftist elites and giving it back to the American people. Now, that's a lot in a short time. I was going to go over the highlights of it. One is securing the border. Let me tell you, I'm just going to speak on what I know about that. Not that I'm an authority, because I am not. This was years ago when someone actually told, I didn't know this, by the way, is that the numbers that you see crossing the border is nothing compared to the ones that come in tunnels to the United States, which is, I never think about this. In my mind, I never even thought that people were in tunnels. It never occurred to me. And they're like, I forget who it was that told me this, but they said, no, they're tunnels. They said there are tunnels that drive cars from Mexico here to United. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, no. So what you see is nothing compared to who's actually coming into the United States. And I thought about that. I said, well, then how will they ever stop that? How can you ever stop that? If there's tunnels right now to bring people from one country to the other country. I don't know. I don't know that you can stop it, truthfully. But I guess if you think you can, I guess you can try. But I don't even know if everyone's aware that California, Nevada, Arizona, Texas, and Oregon. I want to say, I could be wrong about that. But anyway, I'm giving you the bulk. At one time belonged to Mexico. So that alone, when people say, you make it sound like people coming from like Latin countries is a crime. They once owned this area. This is their land. Now it belongs to, quote unquote, they lost it in the Mexican American War, but prior to that, this was their, they decided that they didn't want to fight anymore. I forget how the Mexican American, I don't want to tell you how to end it because I don't know. I don't want to give you any false information. I'd rather tell you the truth anytime. If I'm speaking it, I want to know that it's the truth, because I don't want you going out in the world and saying, well, Mary said this. No, I don't really remember how it ended. So I don't know but I do know it was owned by Mexico. Now that I do know. So, but other than that, I don't know how it ended. And somebody can Google it and we can find out for sure. But I really want to go over with you more than anything else on these on Project 2025. They're talking about debunk the lies. Anyway, I'm only going to speak on, this is what they're saying. I just read you the quote unquote paragraph. The ones that I had put in the ones I had put in there to go over with you. This is Wikipedia's version. I'm reading about from Wikipedia. It says, I don't know what this says. Project 2025 redirects here. It's a communication. It's a political initiative published in April of 2022 by the American conservative think tank, the Heritage Foundation. The project aims to promote conservative and right-wing policies to reshape the federal government of the United States and consolidate executive power. Originally under the premise that Donald Trump wins the 2024 presidential election, which he has now. Project 2025 is the 9th iteration of the Mandate for Leadership series, published since 1981. The project asserts a maximalist, interpretation of the controversial Unitarian executive theory, according to which the entire executive branch is under, this is interesting, the entire executive branch, hold on, let me get this off. Yeah, lost where was I? is under the complete control of the U.S. president. Wow. Just the thought of that. I'm going to be honest with you. The thought of that is amazing to me. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're not too far from it, because if you have the Senate and the House and the Supreme Court, I think it seems like to me, and then it says it proposes reclassifying tens of thousands of federal civil service workers as political appointees in order to replace them with people loyal to the president. I don't even know how that could even be. I do not understand that. If you're doing your job, so if you're a federal employee, you can lose your job because you disagree with the president. I thought we were a democracy. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I thought we were. I don't know. I'm gonna keep reading, and then we're gonna talk about some things. Okay, and let me keep going. Let me see. Loyal to the president. Proponents of the project argue it would dismantle what they view as a vast, unaccountable, and mostly liberal government bureaucracy. The project also seeks to infuse the government and society with conservative Christian values. And take people's jobs? What kind of value is that? The project also seeks to infuse, I said that. Critics have characterized Project 2025 as an authoritarian Christian nationalist plan to steer the U.S. toward autocracy. Legal experts have said it would undermine the rule of law. I thought I was the only one who thought that. Evidently, I'm not, because I'm listening to this going, wow. Okay. Separation of powers, separation of church and state, and civil liberties. What it sounds like, there's no more, the Constitution no longer exists. Now, my question is, so how does the rule of law work? Or is there a rule of law anymore? I don't know. You guys probably can help me with these answers. Project 2025 envisions sweeping changes to economic and social policies and the federal government and its agencies. The plan proposes taking partisan control of the Department of Justice, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Department of Commerce, Federal Communications Commission, Federal Trade Commission, dismantling the Department of Homeland Security, and abolishing the Department of Education. Those programs would be transferred or terminated. It calls for making National Institutes of Health less independent, stopping it from funding research with embryonic stem cells, and reducing environmental and climate change regulations to favor fossil fuels. The blueprint seeks to institute tax cuts, but its writers disagree on protectionism. The project seeks to cut Medicare and Medicaid and urges the government to explicitly reject abortion as health care. It seeks to eliminate coverage of emergency contraception and receive contraceptives It seeks to eliminate coverage of emergency contraception and use the Comstock Act to prosecute those who send and receive contraceptives and abortion pills. It proposes criminalizing pornography and imprisoning those who produce it, removing legal protections against discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity, and terminating diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, while having the DOJ prosecute anti-white racism. Anti-white racism? What? I'm trying to read this going, what? Anti-white racism instead. The project recommends the arrest, detention, and mass deportation of illegal immigrants living in the United States. It proposes deploying the military for domestic law enforcement. It promotes capital punishment and the speedy finality of those sentences. I'm reading this and this is unbelievable. It hopes to undo almost everything implemented by the Biden administration. I'm just reading. It's unbelievable. Is what this is. Okay. Let me see what else in here. I'm gonna go back. I want to get your views on this because I'm just like, wow. Oh, you guys should be you watching me, you listen to me read, and I'm just it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable what I read. So I gotta go. Hello, everybody. See, I can't see your comments and read. I have to do one or the other. So I'm reading and I'm just like, wow. It's giving me chills. I had glanced, but I had just not read it. Now I read it, and even then I had to stop. Because it looks like, how many years is it going back? A lot. That's why they said, I think right after the day Trump was elected, people went online and contraceptives went through the roof. People just start buying contraceptives because they see it coming. That once he's sworn in, they're not going to be able to get that. And it's going to be illegal. Think about that. That is amazing to me. Amazing. But it tells you, anyway. Hi, Elaine. You said he? Is that what you said? I'm just amazed. I'm like, and then you said her or he. I'm sorry, he. Is that what you said? It says she. The reality is, it's very scary. Girl, do you see me reading this thing going, what? What? I know a couple that got married recently, and they're leaving their state to have a child because they said if something happens, they can't get the medical treatment. If they have what is it called, an ectopic pregnancy, they're not staying. They're like, well, I'm out of here. Oh, you're here? It is. In reality, it is very scary. Like it is like, I'm gonna tell you what I think it is. I think it's a Twilight Zone. That's what I call it. I said, we're living in a Twilight Zone. This feel like, what is going on? What is, as they say, what is really going on here? You feel like the Twilight Zone, like something unbelievable. This is unbelievable. And it sounds like, from me just reading it, do we have any rights anymore? Is that what this is? To me, and our rights are based on the Constitution. So what are you saying? We don't have rights anymore? That's what it sounded like to me. I don't know how anybody else interpreted it. We don't have any. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna read some more. And some of you probably have already read it, but I'm just gonna be honest. I wish I could say I had. I had not. And I'm reading it now, and I think I'm going into shock. Where am I? It says, okay. Project 2025 is the 9th iteration of the Mandate for Leadership series published since 1981. The project asserts a maximalist interpretation of the controversial Unitarian executive theory, according to which the entire executive branch is under complete control. I think I read that. It proposes reclassifying think about this, tens of thousands of federal civil service workers as political appointees in order to replace them with people loyal to the president. The proponents of the project argue it would dismantle what they I already read that. Okay, let me go on. We're Christian nationalists. I got that. autocracy. I got that. They said it would undermine the rule of law. Got all that. Now, Project 2025 envisions sweeping changes to the economic and social policies and the federal government and its agencies. The plan proposes taking partisan control of those. I think I read all that. It calls for the National Institute of Health. Okay, I read that. They're looking to dismantle that. Where did I stop? Okay. Although the Project 2025 cannot legally promote presidential candidates without endangering its 501c3 tax exempt status, many contributors are associated with Trump and his 2024 presidential campaign. The Heritage Foundation employs many people closely aligned with Trump, including members of his 2017-2021 administration, and coordinates the initiative with conservative groups run by Trump's allies. Some Trump campaign officials have had regular contact with Project 2025 and told Politico in 2023 that the project aligned well with the Agenda 27 program, although they have since said that it does not speak for Trump or his campaign. The project controversial proposals led Trump and his campaign to distance themselves from it in 2024. Trump said he knew nothing about it and that some of the things Project 2025 said are absolutely ridiculous and abysmal. Anyway, I'm not saying, okay. The project's president, Kevin Richards, said in response that no one at Project 2025 had hard feelings for Trump because they knew he's making a political, technical discussion or decision there. Critics dismissed Trump's claims, pointing to the various people close to Trump who helped to draft the project and many contributors who are expected to be appointed to leadership roles. In a future Trump administration, his endorsement of the Heritage Foundation plans for his administration in 2022 and 300 times Trump himself is mentioned in the plans. I don't know. I can't take it. I can take it. I'm just amazed. Just reading through it. I do. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I feel like we live in the Twilight Zone. I do. Elaine. Very does. We need to put the very in all caps. I feel like this is the Twilight Zone. I don't want to call it the Twilight Zone. I'm surprised they haven't brought that back. I am surprised they haven't brought that back. The Twilight Zone. I like the Twilight Zone. I couldn't watch it by myself though. For those of you too young to know what it is, the Twilight Zone was a show on TV, and it would be kind of. It wasn't scary. It was, what's the word? Well, I guess you could use the only right word I can think of was scary. It wasn't scary as it was that music and you think something's lurking around that corner, all that kind. It was that kind of show. The drama was the music. It got you going. But this is different. This is our lives. That's what we call it the Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zone wasn't real. Well, because sometimes they would do stuff to people. A person would be inside of a box, and they shrunk people up into they became seven. That's what they said they did. Of course, we know they didn't really do, and they could never get out, or they would go around the block and they're at the same block every time, every day. Crazy stuff, but it was still. It kept my interest. So it was always like they would repeat the same day over and over again, that kind of thing. Well, anyway, but it was a 30-minute show, I think. They should bring Twilight Zone back. I haven't seen it in years, but I think they should. Maybe I could write somebody and then bring that back. But I want to get your feedback, ladies and gentlemen. This is our country. This is our country. So, excuse me. How do you feel? Do you agree with Project 2025? Do you disagree with it? Do you what if you're are you a conservative? Are you a liberal? What are you? Hello. My audience, you guys are quiet except Elaine. Elaine's not quiet today. Everybody else is quiet. So I would tell you, go back and read it for yourself. Don't you have to go by what I said. Read it for yourself because you need to know we're only days away. We're days away. What is this? The 25th of November. Then we'll have the 25th of December, which is Christmas, and then January 20th. We have a new president who will be there for 4 years. 4 years. But that's going to go fast. That's not going to go slow. That's going to fly by. So what do you and how do we what's the word? Maneuver this? And what happens if the Constitution no longer exists? What happens then? Maybe that's what I should have put in the subject line. What happens if the Constitution is torn up or thrown away or whatever? What happens then? I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. You tell me. I don't want to speculate on how you feel about it. I know for me, I'll be the first to admit I'm just still like in shock of things I just read. It's taken us back at least 50 years, if not more. But more of America agreed with this way of thinking than not. And that in itself is scary. But they did. So I can't tell you. What do you think? Other than Elaine, you guys can't have Elaine do all the heavy lifting. You can't do that. Ladies, gentlemen, how do you feel about Project 2025? Oh, somebody's texting me. How do you feel about it? My apologies. I went to bed late, got up early. Bad combination. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? All of those things. Hello. Well, I can tell you this about it. I don't like it. I'm gonna tell you now, so you guys, in case you're wondering, I feel that our civil liberties are being taken away, eroded. That you no longer can just say you don't like what's going on with the government because there may be repercussions if you say that. That's from countries that have dictators. That's what it sounds like to me. Is that the United States becoming a dictator country? I would hope not, but that's just what it looks like to me, as opposed to a democracy. A democracy is what we've been taught. Is what this country's all about. But what we're seeing is that's just not really true. That's what I see. Oh, Elaine and Sandra. Elaine says Project 2025 has different parts that will affect each in some way or another. We have to review for ourselves and discuss with others. You dislike it? Tell me about it. Hi, Sandra. And I don't know if I waved to Elaine too. Hi, Elaine. And then Sandra says, I disagree with it, but feel a sense of anxiety and feel nothing within an individual's power to stop this. No. I don't even have. I definitely don't have an answer. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to say I have one. I just don't know how do you go up against this and disagree with it? I don't know. Is marching, is that the key? I don't know. I'm all ears. You see these ears? They're all ears. But I'm all ears and listening. So just keep in mind, this is we're in trying times. Let me say that, and we're just days away. That's all this is. This is the 25th of November. We literally are days away from having a new president. Um, they won the House. I think they won the Senate and the House. For those of you that are not familiar with what that means, that when the House and Senate, if they don't agree, if they have a tie vote. That's what I'm trying to say. So it goes to a tie. Now, who's the tiebreaker? I'm gonna have you guys do some homework. Do some history homework. Who's the tiebreaker in the event of a tie when the Senate votes? Which, remember, every state gets 2 senators, and the House of Representatives is based on the numbers of people in the House and the 2 senators. So that's why our population went down in California. We had, I forget how many millions of people now. Now we're at the 100,000. I don't know the number exactly. I just know we're pretty big. We have a lot of farmland in the middle of the state. I think I agree with you on this, Sandra. Though, yeah, I'm putting Sandra's back up. You're right. The vice president does break the tie. She said, "Who breaks the ties?" The vice president. It is the vice president. That's one of the biggest things they do, is to break the tie of the Senate. So if you can get the votes, it's all about the votes. Then all of it. It's all about the votes. Let me see. I'm gonna go back and I don't know if I should read any more than that. I think it's okay. Although Project 2025 cannot legally promote presidential candidates without. Oh, I reread that. I'm sorry. Oh, my apologies. I went like I said, I went to bed at 3 and got up at 6. A bad combination. So I'm lacking sleep here today. I think it's the first time too. I think it is. I don't think I've ever been like yawning, but I'm tired. I walked this morning, just so you know. I feel really good, but I still gotta, I only did like the 6,000. I think we're at 6,000 steps. But I gotta do more, and I know that. Okay, Kevin Roberts, president of the Heritage Foundation, established Project 2025 with the goal of building a governing agenda. A governing agenda and not just for the next January, but long into the future. But my thoughts are this. Why is your idea so important and everyone else's isn't? Why is that? I'm gonna let you guys think about that. Okay. Okay. I have a comment on my phone that what's happening is white women are not giving birth at a rate that they feel is comfortable. Well, you know better than I would. I don't know. But just hearing that they're willing to let people to change things so drastically. I think it's definitely wrong that you're going to get rid of people who's earned these jobs, been on the job, and you got to go unless you swear your allegiance to Donald Trump. A lot of people are going to retire, go somewhere, do something. But the point is, they're going to sit back and say, what? I have to do what? And why do I have to do it? I thought about people going to file lawsuits, but as many of you know, lawsuits take time and they are very expensive. So I don't know how that works. I have no clue, but it doesn't sound good to me. Unless somebody else has another way of looking at this. Let me go back and check and see if you guys said. Nope, I see Elaine. Elaine said, lawsuits are definitely coming. NAACP, ACLU, and other groups. And maybe even individuals may have to go to court. Okay. Yeah. Oh, they're not. Nobody. Who's going to take this sitting down? It's their job. You can't just come in and just tell me I don't have a job. That's not right. Oh, Oliver says, hi, everyone, and thank you for joining the show. We appreciate your input on each topic that is presented. Definitely, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you, babe. He's, as I mentioned before, he's across the hall. But he watches the show. He is the number one fan for the show, and he's the executive producer for the show. And Sandra, you said, yes, working on it. Oh, walking. Girl. Yes, we do. We do about 2.5 miles, something like that. And Charles said, since, I don't know what this is, since T. I don't know what that means, Charles. I don't know. Since T, I don't know what that means. Okay. I'm going to take a pause for the cause. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, those of you that just came on, to go on and like and subscribe to the show. You can go to YouTube and you can go on Facebook and like it too. For those of you that would be kind enough to go do that, I want to thank you for your support because it really means a lot. And to go over again these books, Saying No Nicely. There we go. There we go. Okay. Take a picture. Okay. You want to get this book, especially now during the holidays. This is a good book to have to say no to family and friends. The gentleman that ordered it was so funny. And he goes, I've already used it. I said, you did? He goes, yeah, I've had to use that book. So I was telling him, I said, I'm glad to hear that. This is Justin, the youngest son. Justin lost the tooth. And he has a whole class on the ground looking for it. And he's afraid they're going to step on it, but they don't. Oh, I shouldn't ruin it, huh? Okay. This is Bradley Can't Find His Pants. Yep. They're easy. I didn't think to do this. I don't know why. This is what it looks like in the inside. Okay. And Peyton, the pink whale with the yellow tail. This book, according to the grandkids, it's about black and white people. That's what they told me. They're like, Nana, that's what this book is about. Even though I'm utilizing whales to do it on this one. So they're all $20 each, just so you know. If you go online, I think they're more though. That if you send me an email, I can have you do a Zelle or something like that, and you can get autograph copies. And if you get the autograph copies, I'll include the shipping. I won't charge you for shipping or anything like that. But you would just need to do that online. You just send it to Mary at Mary D. Welch. Okay. Charles, you said, since white people are not having babies at the sustainable rate, white people are about to be a minority. Wow. in the USAA without saying if they stop having them having abortions, that could slow things down. Let me just say this: whether it's legal or illegal, people gonna have abortions. They're gonna do it. I know in high school there were girls that, and it was illegal, and one girl died in my high school from abortion. This is before Roe v. Wade, and the one thing I remember about that, more than anything else, was why did she have, the mother was hysterical because the girl was so afraid to tell her mother, so afraid, and she ended up losing her life over it. That tells you, um, our kids are scared. We want them to be the people we come to, but the truth is, for the most part, but what I've noticed, we're not. They will go to their friends. They will go anywhere but to you. That's just how we have been in society. Some are close, but I think that's rare because I'm noticing more and more people just go to their friends and ask them questions. So, but thank you, Charles. But that's what I've heard too. But everybody, no matter what, and then a lot of people don't really want. They may have had the child, but they don't want to raise the child. So that happens too. You never know. You never know. So I'm just gonna wrap this up. Did it disappear? Okay. This is I just told you guys about Kevin Roberts. On April of 2023, the Heritage Foundation published the 920-page mandate written by hundreds of conservatives, most prominently former Trump administrative officials. Nearly half of the project's collaborating organizations have recent dark money contributors from a network of fundraising groups like a Leonardo Leo, a major conservative donor and key figure guiding the section of Trump's Federalist judicial nominees. Now, until I'm done, it's a pretty. It looks thorough, though. It does. I mean, it seems very thorough. But I can tell you, it is still. I don't want to lose hope. Let me say that. That I'd never want to lose. But there's something in here for us to learn. Everybody, I think you guys all realize this too. At least I do. Have I been more active in campaigning? I don't know. I can't say that. But it's something I could have done. And that's what I'm saying. It's things that I need to do because I could do them. Pure. That's it. Pure and simple. And do my part is what I call it. If everybody did their part, we'd be a whole different world. It really would be. So keep that in mind. Okay, let me go back to the comments. Okay. And okay, this is from Elaine. Oh, I'm sorry. We already talked. I think we did that already, Elaine. Oh, and we did. Sandra said the vice president breaks the tie, and then we have. Oh, we got the lawsuits. I just want to make sure. Got Oliver. Then you have, and thank you, Elaine, Sandra, Oliver, Charles. Thank you for your comments. I'm just going down reading them and trying to make sure we include them all. Okay, I think that was it. This is Charles. I think was the last one. Yeah. Okay. But let me say this. That may have been the reason, but it's going to affect the Black community. Because if you have money, people are going to leave the country and go do that. But if you're poor and you can't leave the country, but the lady down the street does abortion, who are you going to go to? And you know somebody died from it. puncturing, the thought of it makes my knees feel funny because somebody's going to be risking their life. That's a fact. And everybody's not going to win. They're not. So it's a very, what's this? These are, like I said, I call it the Twilight Zone times. That's my nickname for it. We're living in a Twilight Zone. Especially somebody who, I remember, I think I recited to you guys when I had to learn the preamble to our Constitution. And I'm just going to say the part that I know. I'm not going to say the part that, well, I can't say the part I don't know. But maybe I'll look it up and I want to read this to you because I feel like we've definitely gotten away from this. Preamble to the Constitution. Okay. The preamble to the United States Constitution. Okay. It begins with the words, "We the people." We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provides for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. That is very, very powerful. I know it may not, I probably need to say it again because it is truly like phenomenal to put into one paragraph. But this is what it says. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union. Think about this. This is why this was done. In order to form a more perfect union, establish justice and ensure for domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. So just that is huge because you just break it down. We the people. So who are the we the people? Anyone who's a U.S. citizen of the United States. But if this was what war was this? Anybody know what war? Where did the Constitution? After what happened did we come up with a Constitution? I'm gonna put it. I'm in the wrong area trying to ask you a question. I'm not looking at it. Which war did we come up with a Constitution? With the idea of a Constitution? After which war? Anybody know? It's the American Revolution. So if it's it's either American Revolution. If it's the American Revolution, then which war was that? Who were we fighting against? Let me say that. If it's the American Revolution. No takers, huh? Okay. In the American Revolution, yep. Who's it there? Sandra. After war with the British. That's what it was, Sandra. That was the war. So, and actually, to be honest with you, and you're absolutely correct, we didn't start off with this Constitution. I don't know if everybody knows that. We started off with the Articles of Confederation. That's what we didn't start with the Constitution. We started with the Articles of Confederation. And the reason we have to go to a Constitution, in the Articles of Confederation, every single state can make their own money. That was big. Think about this. So if I went from, it was the California money, Nevada money, Tennessee money, wherever you went, you have to decide on that money. That's why they went a universal. So Think about, they went universal with the money, but it was based on the idea. Now we are all on the same. We're all one. Think of like what the Constitution is saying: the United States of America, not the disunited States of America. It says United States. That means we all lock arms. We're all in this together. Whether I'm talking about an American in New York or American in California, we're all Americans. Yep, that's what that means. I know, ladies and gentlemen, you're like, okay. So keep in mind as we go through. I have no next week. We have another. We have Wyvani Page on. She is a author. Her new book is called Next Thanksgiving. It's based on the lives of four ladies and how they maneuver Thanksgiving with their families, because it is such a big deal. Thanksgiving, you can go broke buying for Thanksgiving, but that's a topic for another day. But I will keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen, as you go about your day and everything else. How we as individuals come up against this, if we don't agree with it, that's why we need to be in groups. This is what I've often said. I can stand on a street corner and scream and yell all day long. Nobody's gonna bother me. Nobody's gonna do anything with me. But let me add 1,000 people that look like me on that street corner. All of a sudden, now everything changes. Yeah, everything changes. Okay, ladies, gentlemen, I want to thank you for coming to the Mary D Talk Show today. You guys, I mean, it wasn't uplifting show. It's kind of like, I think we felt a little depressed behind this show. But it's necessary. I'd rather stay informed than not informed. I really do. I have not seen a lot of TV since the election. I had to go on a TV diet, but I needed to just walk away from it for a while. And I think some of you have felt the same way. It's been overwhelming. Oh, you said our voice is louder, stronger in unity. Yes. Yes. But I tell people, I stand on the street corner, nobody's coming. 1,000 people on that same street corner, the news crews will be here. That's how serious it is. So keep that in mind as you go about your day. Think of groups you can join. Those of you familiar, I'm the past president of National Council of Negro Women, the Riverside section. You're welcome to join that. If you don't know how to get in touch with them, send me an email, mary@marydwelch.com, and I will connect you to that section. And we're always open for members, so you're more than welcome to attend. And anything else that I can help you with, or you want to communicate, mary@marydwelch.com. And don't forget the D, mary@marydwelch.com. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we are down to 1 minute. Don't forget, get your copy. Say no nicely. And the children's books. If you have grandchildren or you have nieces or nephews, look how colorful they are. I love all of them because they're all original. There you go. All right. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you again for coming. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you. Sandra, Charles, Elaine, Oliver. Who else came up? I think that's it. I don't want to miss anybody. Did I miss anybody? I got it. No, I think I got everybody. Okay, good. Good. So thank you for coming. And I'll see you next Monday. Bye, everybody.